And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Ryan Metzler.
Hey everyone, it's Ryan Metzler here again, and today we're going to take a look at a pick up and deliver game by Michael Schott called Hansa. So this is a game for 2 to 4 players about trading in the Baltic. Not trading in the Mediterranean, trading in the Baltic. So we're going to be picking up goods from different areas, paying the appropriate players, delivering those goods and scoring victory points, and trying to get control of different areas along the way. So real quick, why don't we take a look at what you get inside this box and how the game plays above and beyond what I just said, and then we'll come back here and get my final opinion on it. So here you can see the components for Hansa set up for a 4-player game. On this board you can see there are several cities. We have Copenhagen, we have Stockholm, up here is Tonsberg, and all kinds of cities. And on these cities, you're going to see these little discs. These are market stalls for the players. So we can see yellow has 2 market stalls here, and over here, and over here. And each player is going to have 6 market stalls out, 2 in 3 different cities, that they're going to choose to place at the beginning of the game. In addition, you can see we have these little goods tokens. Some of them will have 3 barrels. This is a 3 barrel with black. Some of them will have 1 barrel, for example, this orange one, and some will have 2 barrels, for example, this red one. The colors are just different colors of goods. They don't have any real significance except for that you need to have 2 of a color when you're selling something. The barrels, on the other hand, are going to be the victory points you get for selling them, or if you trade them in for market stalls, however many market stalls you'll be able to build in the city where you discard it. So each player has their market stalls out, and they're going to have some type of control in that city to be able to sell their goods there, and if they get the majority there, to be able to get the money for whoever purchased the good when they buy them. Anyhow, each player starts with some extra market stalls and 3 thalers or talers or whatever the word is for this money, 3 monies. And they have their stuff out on the board. Now the ship here starts in Copenhagen, and on a player's turn, they're going to do several things. There are basically 4 steps to a turn. And the first part of your turn is you get income. Each round you're going to get 3 talers, dollars, whatever, and you're going to put them on your little bag there. So now that you've got your money, you're going to go on with your turn, and on your turn you have basically 3 different actions you can take, plus the ability to move the ship. So your actions are that you can buy a good from a city you're in, and you can only perform 1 action in each city between moves, so you have to do an action and then move. So I could buy this good here, and since nobody has any market stalls in Copenhagen, I would be able to buy this good for $1. I would place it in front of me, and the money I would pay would go to the bank. So that would be the first part of my turn. After that, I would have to move or end my turn. So I would pay another $1 to move the ship, and I can only move along these blue lines. So you can see I can move up here, or I can move over to Lübeck. But other than that, I don't really have any options of moving. So maybe, since I'm the yellow player, I move up here. And I've already bought 1 blue good, maybe I want to buy another one. So I could spend another money after moving to buy this other blue good. Now, you can see here both yellow and purple have 2 market stalls here. Since no one has the majority, the money still goes to the bank. But if purple were to have 3 market stalls here, I would instead pay my money to purple, who would keep that money, and I would pick up the good. So you can see you can buy goods. Now, once you have at least 2 goods of the same type, you can sell goods. But you need to sell in a city where you have market stalls. Well, that's just convenient. There's none for yellow here, but if they were to move twice, paying 2 money, and moving from here to there, and there down into here, they would be able to sell their goods at their own market stall. And you can see they have these stalls here. Now, as I said, you have to have at least 2 goods of the same color to sell, and that's an action. It costs no money, but what you're going to do is you're going to sell your 2 goods and flip them over to their opposite side. And these will be victory points at the end of the game, equal to the number of barrels on the token plus 1. So they would sell here, and when they sell, they have to remove one of their own market stalls from the area, which is going to reduce their control, which is also worth victory points at the end of the game. Not necessarily control, but presence in different cities. So you've seen that you can buy goods, you can sell goods, not getting you any money, but getting you victory points at the end of the game. And there's one more action you can do. If, for example, yellow were to have, let's just say they had this token, these 2 barrels, and they wanted to move back into Copenhagen, they have 1 money left, they could move to Copenhagen along this line here. And what you can do is you can discard a good that you have face up in order to build market stalls. So if they wanted to discard this pink good, say they didn't want to try and sell pink goods for some reason, it's too hard to get another pink good since the only other one is over here, they're going to be able to discard this token from the game and place as many market stalls on this area as there are barrels. So they would get to place 2 of their market stalls on Copenhagen. Now, they're out of money. That would probably end their turn since they've taken an action in the city they landed in, and they have no more money left to move. So their turn would be over, and they would pass it to the next player. At the end of their turn, they would have to check and see how many goods they have face up still, which is 0, and how many coins they have left, which is also 0. But if they have more than 3 of either, they're going to have to discard down to 3, and they get to choose which ones they discard. So basically, that would end their turn, and the next player would go. And at the start of their turn, they have one option that I haven't yet mentioned. So they're going to get their income, and let's say it's Purple's turn. They're going to get their income, and they're going to look and see which of these areas are empty, which of these little warehouses no longer have goods in them. And they have the choice to restock them or not. If they want to restock them, they're going to pay 1 money to the bank from their little bag, and they're going to restock all of these areas in order, starting from the first pile of these tokens over here. So, for example, they would fill up the 1 area, and we look and see there's a 3 that's empty, and the 7 is empty because I just stole the token. But the 7 is empty, so they'd refill that one there. And now that they're all full, they would start taking their turn by moving around and picking stuff up. If they wanted to buy this blue good, they would pay yellow for it and pick it up and put it in their area. And continuing on in this manner, scoring points by selling goods. Now, in addition to that, once you start on a turn where you have to start placing tokens from this last pile, so somebody refills the warehouses and this last pile starts to deplete, it signals the end of the game. And there'll be one more round all the way until whoever started the first round. The last player gets to go, and then the game will end. At this point, you're going to score points. And as I said earlier, you're going to get points for each one of these you've sold equal to the number of barrels on it plus 1. So this is worth 3 points. In addition, you're going to get 1 point for each unsold good you have. So if you have any face-up goods, you're going to get 1 point for that good. Finally, you're going to get points for the areas that you have presence in. So you can see here, since Purple, let's just say this is an endgame condition, was located here, here, and here, that would be 2 points for each of those areas. 2, 4, 6. So they'd add 6 points to their score. Any area where you're the only person present, for example, White in Lubeck, is worth 4 points. So in this case, White would get 4 points for this area and 4 points for this area, but only 2 points for being up in Stockholm with Purple. At the end of the game, after all of those tokens, or at least this last pile of tokens has started to be placed and everyone has scored their points, whoever has the most points is going to be the winner. Well, there you have it. That is Hansa, a pretty light little game, a smaller trading game, and one that I think accomplishes its goals pretty well. With more players, you have some complex interactions where you're selling goods, and I think I failed to mention this, but when you sell goods of a type and another player has those goods, they actually lose 1 good of the type that you're selling. So if I were to sell 2 blue goods and someone else actually had a good of blue, they would lose 1 of their blue goods for when I sell. So you want to try and pick up goods that other people are trying to sell, or to sell your goods before other people sell theirs so that you don't lose anything that you've picked up. So there's that interaction there that's very interesting, and with the more players you have, I think the more interesting that gets because there's more time for you to try and pick up goods and get rid of them in order to screw other people over. The idea of getting control of controlling cities so that you get the money when people get there is very interesting, and as well, it has benefits at the end of the game for being in many different areas for getting victory points. So in all, for a light game, I think it has a good amount of interaction. The theme is one that doesn't bother me. I don't mind trading games, so that's good. But I don't think it's a game that's going to stay in my collection purely because of the light nature of it. I actually prefer a heavier type of trading game with more options and more different things to do with my turn than the 3 simple actions. But I think if you're looking for a light trading game or an introductory game into that type of game, you should definitely take a look at Hansa by Abacus Spiel, and it's distributed by Eagle Gryphon Games here in the United States.
Thanks for watching our review today. For more information about board games, as well as the #1 board game audio podcast, check out Dicetower.com for reviews, interviews, and more. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.